Have you guys ever grabbed a bag of frozen strawberries out of the freezer, yet all of the strawberries are stuck together, so you have to slam it against the counter just to be able to grab a few strawberries and make your smoothie or whatever? Well, something similar, but not so similar, happened to a San Jose restaurant that is causing them to be temporarily closed. Later on in this video, you will see a mom go off on her daughter about her baby hairs, and then we are going to talk about how Democrats are trying to encourage our military to revolt against President Trump and his orders. So this guy obviously didn't know that he was being filmed. You can see that he has a box of ribs next to a mop bucket and a trash can. So this is the back door where usually employees go to put all of the trash, but here he is working with the meat. Oh no! Ah! What? How is this restaurant? Ew, look at all of that trash. Okay, so the floor was incredibly dirty, and it looked like he had some boxes that were flattened that were supposed to be the spot where he was throwing the meat, but the meat kept bouncing off of it, and then when the meat would break off onto the floor, he would throw that piece into the ready box. I'm just confused as to why he didn't just defrost the meat. How often do they do this? Was this a one-time thing? And he is standing on the exact place where he is putting the meat. Just a couple days ago, there was a very viral video that was similar to this. In Denver, Colorado, a health inspector poured bleach into an illegal street vendor's food, and the funniest response to that was from Daniel. He said, "The whole world is turning into India 2.0, and he got 226 likes on that. Would people be against a health inspector going into this restaurant and destroying all of that meat? Would they say that that meat could have fed a hungry family? On the restaurant, they have a little paper sign that says, "We're very sorry, our customers." Something tells me that they wouldn't be able to get a CDL license. "We have to close today," underlined, "due to an issue involving one of our employees. Thank you for your understanding." If restaurants are able to operate like this, then I am not trusting the tamale lady anymore. I'm sorry. They have also been found to have a cockroach infestation and a lack of ability to properly sanitize utensils and equipment, or the concrete, because apparently that is a part of their cooking process. In happier and not so awkward news, Android is announcing that we will now be able to airdrop from Androids to and from iPhones. Well, the happiness was so brief because this next clip, it's no fun.
Them baby hairs look so stupid. Stop doing that shit. Look like fucking bangs. But anyways, you're beautiful, you are smart, you are sweet, you are a leader, not a follower. Stop doing that shit like that, for real. That is ugly. You pretty, but them bangs ain't. Them is bangs.
I can't imagine a mom talking to her daughter that way. And she's trying to, there's something called PCP, praise, correct, praise. And so it's like, if you feel the need that you must criticize somebody, praise them. And so she's saying, "Oh, you're beautiful," but then she's calling her a follower. And so I mean, she's trying to be uplifting, but all in all, the total message was very demeaning. How is everything controversial nowadays? A mom probably shouldn't record herself insulting her daughter and then post it to make fun of her. This person says she's not lying. These girls be walking around with curtains on their forehead. Yeah. Okay, I am not in agreement with that. That's really messed up. Another person says, I hope this is staged. What a bad mom to be berating your own child and filming and posting it online. I'm pretty sure that that is one of the biggest human fears that exists, is public humiliation. And so for a parent to do that to their own child is a complete betrayal of trust. The only one who should be embarrassed is her. Totally. She should have turned the camera around so we could see what she looks like. She's not hating, she's telling the truth. It's called baby hair, not the whole front of your hair. To some extent, I kind of get it. I remember going to my first school dance and I got a hold of some eyeliner and I wanted to make a wing eye. And my mom was like, that doesn't look too good. I mean, she was really nice about it. But even though she was nice about it, I still felt bad. I was like, oh man, the eyeliner looks so bad, but I want to wear it. It's a part of the trends and stuff. And so I was just kind of like, it's just my mom's opinion. She doesn't really know what looks good. But my mom was nice about it and she was trying to be helpful to me because probably I did look completely ridiculous. Another person says soft parenting, soft kids. Didn't have to record. She's not a hater. They all do look terrible. What? Another person says the mother is correct? Guys, have I completely lost it here? I don't think that that was a nice thing to do at all. She went about it all wrong. Even if she had a septum piercing or dyed her hair blue, I don't think shaming your child publicly is going to solve anything. In fact, it's just going to encourage them down that path, because they are going to resist you in everything that you're doing. The fact that this is even up for public debate seems like the biggest problem to me. I don't believe the entire world needs to know that you didn't like your daughter's hair that day. By the way, did you guys see the most recent video that a bunch of Democrats got together to make?
And Senator Alyssa Slotkin.
Senator Mark Kelly.
Representative Chris DeLuzio.
Congresswoman Maggie Goodlander.
Representative Chrissy Houlihan.
Congressman Jason Crow.
I was a captain in the United States Navy.
Former.
I thought they were gonna say, and I am Mormon. Do you guys remember those ads? I am a firefighter, and I am Mormon.
Former Navy.
Former paratrooper and Army Ranger.
Former intelligence officer.
Former Air Force.
We want to speak directly to members of the military
And the intelligence community.
Who take risks each day.
To keep Americans safe.
We know you are under enormous stress and pressure right now.
Americans trust their military.
But that trust is at risk.
This administration is pitting our uniformed military
And intelligence community professionals
Against American citizens.
like us. You all swore an oath.
To protect and defend this Constitution.
And right now, the threats to our Constitution aren't just coming from abroad,
But from right here at home.
Our laws are clear. You can refuse illegal orders.
You can refuse illegal orders.
you must refuse illegal orders.
No one has to carry out orders that violate the law
or our Constitution.
I'm sorry, but I was shocked that they are flat out telling the military to refuse Trump's orders and that they are the ones who get to decide what is legal or not. The creepiest thing about this is they are pretending that this is a message from their heart, yet we don't know who is the person who wrote this entire script, and they are just reading off lines. Phil, you could not be more accurate when you say public service announcement, an order is not illegal just because you don't like it. And Caroline Leavitt had the most epic response to this. Caroline Leavitt, you are amazing. Please keep going hard on these so-called reporters.
They are literally saying to 1.3 million active duty service members not to defy the chain of command, not to follow lawful orders. Every single
can refuse an illegal order, which
but
is
they are
illegal
but
for
they're suggesting, Nancy, that the president has given illegal orders, which he has not. Every single order that is given to this United States military by this commander-in-chief and through this chain of command, through the Secretary of War, is lawful. And the courts have proven that. This administration has an unparalleled record at the Supreme Court because we are following the laws. We don't defy court orders. We do things by the books. And to suggest and encourage that active duty service members defy the chain of command is a very dangerous thing for sitting members of Congress.
The Democrat Party is so done. This is a party that refused to pay our military. They made our military into a bunch of weak men who want to transition into being women. They made it all about DEI, down from the military to the firefighters in Los Angeles. They try to completely destroy all of the positions that are supposed to be filled with strong and capable men for the most part. Of course, there's places for women as well. But Pete Hegseth has gone in and said that there is no more woke or DEI in the military. From now on, we are going to have the highest grooming standards and body standards. You have to be the best of the best. And I love that. And I think that that scares Democrats to know that our military is strong again. About a week ago, out of curiosity, I went to a Space Force base visitor center. So I thought that they were going to have a museum, and I opened up the door and it looked like a DMV, and everybody was sitting down, and there was just a ticket machine and it said to grab a ticket. So I grabbed a ticket and I sat down and I waited for my number to be called. And then I went up to the front, and it was a guy in a military outfit with a space badge and military badges. And he was like, what can I help you with? Other people were getting their picture taken and stuff. And I was like, oh, is there not a museum? Am I not able to go see around? And he's like, let me go talk to my supervisor or whatever. And the supervisor comes out, and he's this big buff guy, and he's standing. He's like, how can I help you? I asked the same thing. And he's like, no, we don't do visits anymore. He's like, do you have any other questions? And just to see the people there who are in our military so strong and just so, me as an American, I was going in just wanting to ask questions and stuff, but he was like, I'm not talking to you. I'm not telling you anything. And it was just, it felt weird, but it was cool to see how tough these guys were. And so the only way that you can go on to the base is if you get a sponsor to give you a tour. And so he was asking me if I have a sponsor, and he's like, well, do you plan on joining the military? And I was like, oh man, maybe, should I? No, I don't think so. And it just made me realize that everybody who joins the military is so brave, so committed, so loyal to our country, and they deserve the utmost respect, because it takes a whole lot to say yes to that. Immediately, I was like, I'll just go home. I'm sorry, I'm in the wrong spot. But it put some pressure on me to think, would I join the military? Would I join the Army, the Navy, the Marines? Would you guys? I know there's a lot of people who have served that watch my videos, and I want to thank you guys. And I want to hear what your opinions are, because they matter the most when it comes to seeing Democrats telling the military to defy orders from the president. Donald Trump has responded to this video, and he says it's called seditious behavior at the highest level. Each one of these traitors to our country should be arrested and put on trial. Their words cannot be allowed to stand. We won't have a country anymore. An example must be set. He's very serious. Sometimes his posts are really lengthy, but his words here were really firm. The post that really got Democrats to expose themselves as traitors was this one. He said, seditious behavior, punishable by the D word. Interestingly, the definition of seditious explains exactly what Democrat leaders and followers are doing: inciting or causing people to rebel against the authority of a state or monarch. They are continuously planning insurrections. They fill our cities with homelessness and drugs, and they disrupt us with 24/7 protests outside of ICE buildings and in our cities. They are the true traitors of our country.
Post on Truth Social calling for Democratic members of Congress to be hanged. He also posted a message that said seditious behavior, punishable by death. Let's be crystal clear. The President of the United States is calling for the execution of elected officials.
The President of the United States is putting you in your place and calling you out for what you are.
Senator Alyssa Slotkin, senator from Michigan, former CIA officer. Earlier today,
Former CIA officer.
President Trump threatened myself and a number of other service and veteran lawmakers with arrest, trial, and death because he didn't agree with a video we put out this week. This really isn't about those of us who made the video. This is about who we are as Americans and how we're going to engage with people who we disagree with. I would hope that people of all backgrounds, Democrat, Republican, Independent, would agree that threatening death for people you disagree with is beyond the pale of who we are as Americans. I love this country. It has given
Shut up, okay? She is just complete BSing. If you loved this country so much, you wouldn't be encouraging the military to turn against the president, would you? Also, it's just super convenient that she's like, oh, this video is not about me, the ones who made and were in the video. This is about all of America. All of America supports Donald Trump. We support the president. So sorry that you're on the wrong side. Quick reminder that today is Friday. That means we will be going live on the Patreon at 5 p.m. Mountain Time. I will see you over there.
Just called for Democratic members of Congress to be executed.
He didn't say that. And then he puts the post right there to show what he actually said. He said seditious behavior. So if you're saying that the entire Democrat Party and all of your congressmen are involved in that, then that's you saying that.
Is not normal. We cannot allow this to feel normal. This, as far as I know, has never happened before in the history of the country. Every Democratic member of the Senate and the House, their life is in jeopardy right now, especially those that were specifically targeted by this social media post.
In my opinion, I see massive transparency from the Trump administration because he's letting them know that they are walking on thin ice because seditious conspiracy is a felony punishable up to 20 years in prison. It prohibits 2 or more people. Look at how many of them got together to make that video to overthrow, put down, or destroy by force the US government. We see them doing this all the time. It's become normal. They are totally advocating an overthrow of the government, and it is a crime to advocate, teach, or organize groups that advocate the violent overthrow of the US government. I think it was really nice of Trump to remind them before they get themselves into real trouble. Here we have a straightforward definition. It says sedition, activities affecting armed forces generally, criminalizes knowingly advising, counseling, or urging any member of the U.S. military to disobey, desert, or refuse lawful orders with intent to interfere with military operations or loyalty, penalty up to 20 years in prison and $250,000 fine. We see this throughout the Democrat Party. On the streets, people are yelling at the National Guard, at policemen, at military, at any person of authority to stop doing their jobs. They tell them, you don't have to listen to Trump's orders. I've heard people say these things again and again. So this is a massive issue within the Democrat Party. I'm glad that it's being called out and hopefully it can be removed. Thank you guys for watching. Please triple check that you and your whole family and your grandma and all your cousins and all your friends are subscribed to my channel. Thank you. I'll see you next time. Bye.